Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back. Now today I want to talk about some of the changes that have been rolling in more on YouTube again, because obviously not so long ago I threw out my YouTube roadmap video with a whole load of bits and pieces about what YouTube's actual problems are, where they need to take a look at their cultural model, where they need to look at the way that they're dealing with people, how they're going to actually allow for further progress, what their policies need to focus on, and stuff like that. And then since then, obviously, we've seen more Logan Paul idiocy because he seems to be the biggest moron on the planet at the moment. And so as a result, as well as the daft policy changes that are kind of stepping on the people at the lower end, including myself, that are a little too stringent or a little too excessive. And so, there's that. And so a couple of you have asked me to take a look at the most recent stuff that they've put out. And I feel like they're also trying to put some of this stuff out to go, look, we're doing what we said we are. We said we were going to make it more stringent. We said we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to crack down on these people that are causing problems. And look, advertisers, we're getting safer. Come back. Especially considering that you've got some moron at Unilever who doesn't actually seem to really understand the kind of environment that YouTube is, or that actually their brands are being advertised next to some really horrible crap elsewhere on conventional TV and movie media anyway. And yet they're being squeamish about those kind of pieces of content being developed by normal people who aren't multinational grand corporations, because reasons apparently, because this older generation of kind of management and focus and ideas that are informing this, and they don't really seem to understand from some of the comments that I've seen from what's his name, Keith Weeds, I think it is, at Unilever, their marketing guy, who's literally just started slating fucking YouTube, Google, Facebook, and stuff like that. Not directly, but close. And it seems to be very much a threat to try and again get more of their way, in a way that they don't understand it. And yet, obviously, people like YouTube have bent over backwards because they don't know how to do anything else. But anyway, let's take a look at what they actually said in their blog post. So what they said was they were adding additional steps that they may take beyond their current strike system when channels upload videos that result in widespread harm to our community of viewers and advertisers and creators and stuff. It's like, okay, definition time. What does harm to our community mean? Does that mean harm in terms of like genuinely traumatic footage that isn't good, like a corpse? Or does that mean harm in terms of a single word being used in a way that's offensive? Does it mean that's then going to be a blanket ban for everyone in that same way? Or will it be context based? Who decides what the context is? Who decides how it's categorized? Is it going to be left up to the feelings and emotions of your team who review videos, who have already done such a great job so far? Will it be left to your algorithm that has also done such an amazing job so far? Which way is it going to be? It needs to be defined. You're talking about, so far you've talked about greater transparency, and you've got your priorities and blah blah blah. The 5 priorities, by the way, yeah, I can't disagree with them as bullet points. Prioritizing transparency and communication, supporting your success, giving people more ways to engage with video, tightening and enforcing our policies, investing more in learning and education. Fine, great, all of those sound perfect, apart from, so far, your communication and transparency have been spotty anyway. Even in the next post you put out, you're being vague as fuck. Supporting your success by demonetizing the people who need it most instead of just paying more attention to the people who need it most. Giving people more ways to engage with video by limiting things like your community tab to only people over an arbitrary limit that is actually still quite high. Tightening and enforcing our policies that have already been demonstrably terrible. Investing more in learning and education. Can't disagree with that one at all. Although maybe I would count, employing me as a coach would count as learning and education. It'd be part of your HR budget, in which case, maybe spend some of that money on people like myself who could maybe offer some different perspectives and really burrow down to some of the issues that you seem to be having. We could do such a great job if you were maybe, I don't know, more transparent and let us see more that we could actually delve into. But anyway, what are these steps? They've got 3 of them listed. One of them is premium monetization programs, promotion and content development partnerships. We may remove a channel from Google Preferred and also suspend, cancel or remove from creators' YouTube original. Well, yeah, we've already seen that with PewDiePie. We've seen that with Logan Paul. Fine. Yeah, not a problem. That is literally them going, well, we've already given you such preferential treatment and then you spurned us, then you caused us problems and we're just going to remove you from that. Great, but then again, you've only done that to the YouTubers. You've only given them those benefits, those opportunities for YouTubers that have already been like right up the top there. So that's not going to harm them because they've already got a lot to fall back on. They've probably already diversified their income. Look at Logan Paul. He's just pushing more towards merch. PewDiePie, he's got his chair that can do this. And so, as a result, it's, they've already got their fallbacks. They've already got their other methods. I didn't feel that PewDiePie actually needed the punishment to the extent that he got it. I definitely felt that Logan Paul needed a kick in the teeth. But what it comes down to is this, and in fact, I think he needs more of a kick in the teeth, considering some of the actions he's taken after that, the Suicide Forest video that caused all of this to kick off in the first place. But again, it's like, fine, that's prominent. That's a thing that they can do. Sure, go with it. Monetization and creator support privileges. We may suspend a channel's ability to serve ads, ability to earn revenue, and potentially remove a channel from a YouTube partner program, including creator support and access to our YouTube spaces. Okay, I've got an issue with this, you assholes. You are literally saying that removing of monetization and removing of creator support, i.e. connectivity with a person, a group of people, a team for moderation of videos, for answering of questions and things like that, removing those things are literally a punishment. They are your additional steps beyond our current strike system, and yet you are doing it to tiny creators that have done nothing wrong just because you can. So you have just literally admitted to punishing creators. Small creators are as worthless to you and as worth of punishment to you as some guy who shows corpses in his videos and in his thumbnail, and then who actively tasers dead rats for shits and giggles in a video. The fuck? You are literally placing the lower end of newer creators, of smaller creators, of people with smaller subscriber bases or niche specific content into the same place as a moron who goes and actively hunts out the most obscene and horrific things that he could put into a video. Thanks, YouTube. Thank you for putting me and all of those like me into a place that is literally identical to the moron who caused all of this. To the, allow me, where is it? That one of those individuals, one of the few who impact the 99% of you who use your channels to connect with your fans or build thriving businesses. You have literally just said in this, by suggesting that monetization and creator privileges being removed and suspended, that we are literally in the same place as those people. Thank you, assholes. You know, if they had grandfathered individuals in who were already part of the partner program, fine. That would make sense to me with then the new restrictions coming in afterwards. This, though, is literally saying that because we are having on the 20th of February, in 5 days at the point of me recording this video, we are having, like, I'm losing my partner privileges. I'm losing the capacity to generate revenue and stuff like that, to serve ads. The support has basically just never been there in the first place, which is why I have to fucking tweet the videos that have been flagged to YouTube directly for seemingly anything to happen. And even then, I can't tell if that's just the algorithm writing itself or if someone's actually doing something about it. Because I don't get responses, I don't get anything else from that. It just seems to turn it round. So it's like, right, okay, so well, I'm not removing the tweets because I can't. I'm not able to demonstrate that that's not happening. So there's just some poor press on your Twitter feed. But again, you're literally bashing the small creators and putting them in the same box as the nut jobs that damage your platform. Thirdly, though, video recommendations. We may remove a channel's eligibility to be recommended on YouTube, such as appearing on our homepage, trending tab, or watch next. Okay, fine. So I know that I've got a decent number of views from things like the watch next function. Not something that's particularly well codified, but I do get a fair number of those. Homepage, I don't believe I've ever been on someone's homepage unless they have been one of you guys that I love very much, who has been watching all of my videos, coming back every time and taking real interest in what I'm saying, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and all that kind of thing. So, you know, it's fine. But then in terms of the trending tab, well, so what? You have like a handful of things on that tab in the first place, and a good number of those are put there by people. In which case, that isn't really a privilege that many people give two shits about. Would it be nice to be up on trending? Yeah, sure, because then potentially those people that actually even bother to look at trending would see our video at the top. Great. That also probably means that I've either been selected and put there by someone who's creating the trending tab, curating rather, the trending tab, or there has been such a significant upsweep in my video either on YouTube or from other sources that has climbed up there. Great. Do I feel that the other sources should matter? No, it should be YouTube specific only traffic that is monitored for the trending tab. Should it be a case of me worrying about this last one? Maybe in regards to things like Watch Next or in the suggested videos and the sidebar and stuff like that, but otherwise, no, not really. Like the homepage and trending, this isn't as... I mean, it could be quite painful to people who are already getting a load of traffic from those sources and then it gets removed. But otherwise, this is kind of again, for the majority of users, for the majority of creators, that's something of an issue, but less of an issue to one extent or another if they've already got a decent following, because that decent following is going to look for those videos in their subscription feed when they don't. There have been times when certain videos haven't shown up in my subs feed, and I go, oh, well, there should be a video out now. I'm sure this person is usually going to upload a video at some point today, and it's after the time that it's usually here that I check my YouTube feed and I just scroll through what I want to watch on that evening whilst I'm doing other stuff or whatever, and it's there. I'll go check their channel. I'll check the channel and it's there. You know, I don't often use the notifications bell. There are a few channels that I have tagged in with the notification stuff, mostly because also, like, I don't always have YouTube open somewhere, and getting an email sent through just kind of clogs up my inbox. So as a result, you know, that I have a select list of maybe 20 that I have the bell rung on, which is why I don't ask you guys to hit the bell for notifications on my videos, because I completely understand that firstly, YouTube, if we've subscribed to something on YouTube, we should just be getting those videos through. There shouldn't be any issue about that. It should just be in our feed in chronological order as is. Fine. There shouldn't be a next level of, oh, well, if it doesn't show up in your subs feed, because it should do. No two ways around that. That's the purpose of the fucking tab. Just do it. So the notifications, I'm not going to ask you guys to be notified of every video. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, and you're following us on there, then you're going to get those notifications through there anyway. Otherwise, on YouTube, it should come into your subs feed. That's the opinion that I'm of. and that's the purpose of that feed in the first place, in which case, you know, beyond that, whatever. If you want to use the notifications so that you get another level of, there's a thing here for you to watch, great. And I'd be really thankful if you took such an interest in my content that that's what you wanted to do. That's your choice to make. That's not something that I want to influence you on. But as a result, though, if you've got a person who's already got a decent following, and people are going to be looking for their videos each day or each week or whatever, then this doesn't harm them. Like Logan Paul, you could do all of these things to Logan Paul. In fact, most of these things have been done to Logan Paul. He's not going to suffer. He's not going to be set back. He's going to push some people more towards merch. They're still going to look for his videos if they don't turn up in his feed, which actually, as has been pointed out, there was a supposed bug not so long ago where his videos were turning up in people's feeds when they didn't even subscribe to him. So, you know, little bit of odd preferential treatment seemingly there for someone that instigated all of this and then has had all of these extra steps thrown in due to him. You know, it's bizarre. But then they go on to say, in the past we felt our responses to some of these situations were slow and didn't always address our broader community's concerns. Our ultimate goal here is to streamline our response so we can make better, faster decisions and communicate them clearly. Well, you so far made 3 points here, one of which makes perfect sense, but only really it hits the ones that are bad actors, as you dub them, at the top end of your community that you are basically kind of punishing them for a betrayal, not for what they're actually doing. Monetization and creator support privileges, you are literally saying that the people who you are removing them from at the end of this month, at the end of February, are in the same boat as all of those bad actors that you were describing prior. And in terms of video recommendations, this will again only hurt those people who are small enough to let it hurt them, not the people who have diversified, not the people who are big, not the people at the top end of your platform. Oh, I don't know, like Logan Paul, who these are being like informed by almost. He's just going to be able to walk it off. His fan base is going to follow in a different direction, and his diversification that you allowed for is going to then continue to help him grow. No two ways about it, I'm sorry. But then, let's go on to this last part. We believe strongly in the freedom of expression, and we know that the overwhelming majority of you follow the guidelines and understand that you're part of a large, influential, and interconnected community. This is why I came to YouTube to make the videos that I make, and this is why I will not be running away from YouTube anytime soon, because it still has that potential, and that's why this annoys me, because it is a huge company that have worked so very well for so very long, even though they were aloof, silent, unresponsive, unhelpful, they still just allowed things to progress. Now that there have been a few controversies, they are buckled, they are broken, they are doing stupid shit, they are putting people in boxes that just should not be paired together, and so on and so forth. Their freedom of expression thing, not too sure about that. Let's see how that pans out in the future, considering some of the things that were being demonetized randomly when some certain other things were just left up. And you know, we'll see how this goes. But we also know, going back to what they've said, but we also know that we have a responsibility to protect our entire community of creators, viewers, and advertisers. The only one they care about seemingly there is the advertisers, from these rare but often damaging situations, damaging to them, not to the YouTube community as a whole. We expect to issue these new consequences only in a rare handful of egregious cases, but hope they will help us prevent the actions of a few by harming few from harming the broader community, if I can speak English. But as I've said, the ones that are making these egregious cases are either legitimate bad actors who are left to go for far too long without being pulled in, the kind of really creepy, abusive, childish, like child-focused videos, things like copyright, things like porn, and stuff like that, things that are actually kind of terrorist propaganda videos and stuff like that, all of which should have been very easy to find, flag, and remove, because relatively speaking it is quite a small amount, even if it is in a sea of hundreds of other videos, but it has very specific markers to it. They all follow a similar theme to one extent or another, and there are reasons to remove them that are very clear in the guidelines already, in which case those should be going, nothing else should. But again, now they need to specify outside of that, because Paul's content, as was admitted by Susan Wojcicki, it didn't actually kind of breach any of the various other additional guidelines. Like, in which case, again, you know, his channel isn't going to be shut down or anything like that, and that's fine. I don't think it should be anyway. But it still comes down to his actions harmed the community because it harmed YouTube. It didn't harm the community because it harmed the community. So again, they're only really worried about where that harm is coming from, which is the advertisers. It's not coming from the viewers or the creators. The creators want to create and use the platform because it has, as said, this large interconnected community that is influential. The viewers just want to view, and they will view what they want to view. That's the whole point of subscriptions, and not. The only ones that are harming YouTube are the advertisers, and that's in part because YouTube won't stand up to the advertisers, but also because they keep doing things to try and appease, try and work with, and all that kind of thing, and it's at the expense of their new level of creators that they are crushing. As said, monetization center and monetization and the creator support center privileges, we may suspend a channel's ability to serve ads, ability to earn revenue, and potentially remove a channel from the YouTube Partner Program, including creator support and access to our YouTube Spaces, as a punishment that is happening to everybody below the 1,000 subscriber mark as of the 20th of February. Great. So we're being punished for actually coming and contributing to your platform, even if we're part of the 99.99% of people that you describe above. You're still lumping us in with people like Logan Paul, who have actively damaged your platform and caused you all manner of hurt because of his stupid childish actions and the fact that he's an entitled brat. Thanks, YouTube. Good job. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear what you guys think, because obviously I'm not too happy about this. It seems completely disjointed. It doesn't seem well thought out. It doesn't seem like they're actually paying attention to anyone, let alone me. You know, I'm very much at the bottom of the chain. I'm more than aware of this, but there are other creators that have been speaking out against this kind of stuff for a long time, and yet YouTube still hasn't done this. I'm aware that the oh, well, bashing YouTube won't make it better opinion squad are out there, and to an extent, yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. But at the same time, if you don't make them aware of the negatives, if you don't make them aware of what they are actually doing to their community, because they're doing as much harm to us as the idiots like Logan Paul and his brother and whoever else, as much as they did. They are all causing degradation and degeneration of this platform that is still the market leader, and there are many people that are trying to compete with it because they can see that it's weakening. Don't let that happen, because if that happens, the whole ecosystem breaks down. I'm getting a call from Belfast. How odd. In which case, though, guys, I would love to... Strange. But anyway, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. And otherwise, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop us a like, share this video, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care.